Hello and good evening everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Luke and I'm going to be checking out a video that seems to be quite a popular topic to react to. It's 21 things in the US that puzzle most foreigners, although when people put their reaction of this up on their channel they say 21 things America does that different to the rest of the world. But yeah, whatever, we'll get into it. It's a video by Brightside, so I'm not the biggest fan of their channel because a lot of their videos have been debunked, like, you know, their factual videos and stuff like that by, you know, doctors and scientists. Dr. Mike is a really good example. He reacts to their medical hack videos and he basically just, every single one is like, it's bullshit. Like, this will not, like, you know, how they tell you to put an onion in your sock before you go to bed and it'll get rid of something, and it's just like, yeah, that's bullshit. But I guess we'll just have to trust that they're being honest in this one. So we'll get into this. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please subscribe if you enjoy the content, like the video. I've also got a Patreon where you can get all my sitcoms and ongoing things, early access or exclusive. There's a full menu of prices in a pinned public post on the Patreon, so you can see there. And all of last month's special offers have been carried over to this month as well. So, yeah, they're still relevant. Let's go.
Well, you may have lived in the United States your whole life without realizing that something totally normal for you seems bizarre.
Oh,
but in
balls.
other countries, the people from other parts...
Oh, balls.
That something totally normal for you seems bizarre to people from other parts of the world. Who knew that munching on fried pickles in a highly air-conditioned room was so outlandish? Well, here are some other highly entertaining Americanisms I've gathered. Let's count it down from number 21. Sales tax is a guessing game. When you go shopping in the U.S. and see a price tag that says $14.88, don't expect to pay $14.88 at the register. Sales tax is not included in the price.
I've seen this. I've got a few friends in America, and I've seen this. Yeah, the price on an item in a shop isn't the actual price. That's the price without tax added, sales tax. Yeah, I'm aware of this.
Price of an item. And since this tax can vary from state to state, figuring out your total can turn into the ultimate mental math challenge. In many European countries, the sales tax is already included in the price. It's known as a value-added tax.
Like, for example, I don't have one right now, but in the UK, when we go to McDonald's, you get your receipt, and obviously the price is on it, and then underneath, it shows the exact amount that you've paid, the exact amount that will be taken from the amount you've paid that is tax. So, for example, if you buy like £5 worth of food from McDonald's, it'll say like 90 pence VAT tax. Yeah.
Or VAT.
Oh, yeah,
Number
VAT,
20.
there you go.
We're total workaholics. A lot of Americans don't feel the need to take long vacations, so they often let vacation and sick hours pile up without ever using them. Plus, most employers only give...
A question for my American viewers, do you have something called annual leave in your work? That's like a set amount of time every year you get that you're allowed to take off from your job whenever you... I think it's whenever you choose. Do you have annual leave? So it's like so many hours a year, or days, or whatever, and you can say, right, I'm going to take so much annual leave this week, sort of thing. Do you have that over there?
Give you 2 weeks out of the year, but them. Plus, most employers only give you 2 weeks out of the year.
2 weeks holiday out of the year, and I bet a week of that is Christmas. And some of that is going to have to be the 4th of July, because I know Americans don't work on Independence Day. It's a national holiday. 2 weeks holiday a year?
But in a lot of other countries, like Brazil or Finland, workers are encouraged to take an average of 30 days of vacay. Wow, maybe I should take some time off, or perhaps I'll just keep waiting. 19. It's not a party without red Solo cups. In the States, this red plastic cup is synonymous.
Literally every American sitcom in history, there is at least one episode where someone is at a party drinking out of one of them red cups.
With party on, dude. But other
Friends centered an entire bloody episode around them.
countries apparently don't recognize this cup to mean the same thing.
I'm in charge of cups and ice and dry. Ah, mystical.
People in the UK, for example, don't use red Solo cups at get-togethers.
When we're drinking alcohol, if it's beer or lager, we just drink it out of the bottle or can, and if it's spirits, we pour it into a glass.
They have to go to a special website to purchase the cups for American-themed parties. Who knew? Number 18. Deep-fried everything.
Yep.
Whether it's fried pickles...
This is Jeremy Clarkson's favourite way of taking the piss out of Americans, isn't it?
...or even fried Oreos, America has it all.
Oh no, is it Mexicans that... No, with Clarkson it's, you want cheese with that? You want cheese with that?
Fried fish recipes first appeared in Spanish
fried
and Portuguese
Oreos.
cookbooks as far back as the 1200s, and the Greeks were frying
Oreos are manky enough on their own.
Food in olive oil way back in the 5th century BCE. But as America does with many things, they've adopted a tradition from far-off lands and took it up a notch. Or 5. 17. Get everything you need right at the pharmacy. If you're not from the U.S., it may be puzzling to walk into a pharmacy and see aisles and aisles.
Or drugstore, as Americans call them.
Aisles of
It's so literal, isn't it? Drugstore, sidewalk.
over-the-counter meds,
Trash
toys,
can.
makeup, clothes, and even groceries. Unlike in other countries where pharmacies sell medicine and medical supplies
The pedestrian lights in New York. Walk, don't walk.
exclusively, the ones in the U.S. are like small convenience stores where you can grab magazines, Tylenol, and a frozen pizza in one fell swoop.
Really? They sell food in American pharmacies? Frozen food? Pizzas and stuff? That's weird. Mind you, here in the UK, a supermarket chain we have called Asda, they have a pharmacy. There's a pharmacy in the supermarket. And you can actually register it as your pharmacy. So, you know, in the UK, the way it works, if you've got a health problem, you go to your GP for an appointment, and if you require medication to deal with it, you then have your prescription sent to your nominated pharmacy, and you can have that pharmacy be the one in your local supermarket. I've had medication sent to my local supermarket once for some reason, which it shouldn't have done because my pharmacy's just up the road. But yeah, you can do that.
Grab magazines, Tylenol, and a frozen pizza in one fell swoop.
Sound dipped for a second.
16. Fill her up. In America, if a restaurant doesn't offer free refills on fountain drinks, it's kind of strange. But in other countries, once you buy one beverage, that's it.
I know about this.
France banned refills on sugary sodas back in 20.
The only place in the UK I can think of that offers free refills on your drinks is Subway. You have to pay extra to get it, but basically they give you the paper cup and you can refill it as many times as you want. And also I think Nando's does it as well. And I might be mistaken on this, check me if I'm wrong, but I think some Burger Kings do it as well, but I might be wrong about that. Here, I mean.
One beverage, that's it.
Why does the
France
sound keep
banned
going?
refills on sugary sodas back in 2017 in order to combat the current obesity epidemic. But in the US, the idea of free refills is still alive and well. 15. If you don't like it, return it. Whether it's an ugly sweater from grandma or a heinous pair of earrings from an ex, if you don't like it, you can just return it. In America, making returns at stores is pretty normal, and
literally every product that you buy in this country has on the back something that says you can return this product if you're not satisfied with it, your statutory rights are not effective, blah blah blah. Oh, well, it's not on this. It's mostly on like shampoo and stuff like that. I think it'll be on this. Or a bottle of Lynx shower gel. No? Well, it is on most things. You can return it.
Or a heinous pair of earrings from an ex. If you don't like it, you can just return it. In America, making returns at stores is pretty normal and super easy. I mean, the US even has a National Returns Day in January, conveniently held for you to return holiday gifts you weren't too thrilled about.
Wow, really?
14.
That's
Tips
cool.
for everyone. Cab drivers, servers, hairdressers, you gotta tip them.
I wholeheartedly disagree with tip culture in America. I think it's ridiculous. I've seen the videos of waiters and waitresses acting all arsey when someone doesn't tip them enough. I hate it. I hate the idea of tipping. It's like, it's not my responsibility to subsidise your wages. And I know that some people in America don't get paid full wage, the full living wage, because they get tips. I think that's disgusting. Pay your staff a full wage and stop asking people to subsidise their living.
Tips are acceptable.
I'm already paying over the odds to eat out as it is. I could make all this food I'm buying from your restaurant for like a third of the price at home. So I shouldn't have to pay extra to pay your staff as well. Yeah, most British people agree with me on that as well, I'm telling you.
For almost any service in the U.S. and sometimes consist of 25%.
25%?
We haven't started tipping surgeons yet, but there are places in other parts of the world, such as Japan, that consider tipping incredibly rude.
Oh my god, I thought I was about to say that there's some places in America where you have to tip your doctor. I was going to say, it's already fucking expensive enough to... Wow.
Restaurants.
If you don't have
When
insurance.
you travel to different countries, it's important to learn their tipping etiquette so that you don't offend anyone.
Don't worry, if you come to the UK, there is no tipping etiquette. Just pay for your meal and leave. That's it.
13. I'll take my coffee to go. With a Starbucks on every corner, it's very normal to see people toting around a coffee as they shop, commute to
It's the same here. We've got Starbucks and Costa and Cafe Nero.
work, and whatever else at all times of the day. But in many parts of the world,
Most petrol stations, or gas stations as you call them, are like mini supermarkets here in the UK, and most of them also have a coffee machine, a Costa coffee machine, and you can get a takeaway coffee, because, you know, they think most people go in there travelling and, yeah.
coffee is meant to be sipped on while seated and enjoying the paper or chatting with friends. Tugging your coffee along with you throughout the day might be due to the fact that the cups are huge and take longer to drink. Who's got that kind of time to be sitting in a cafe for hours?
I always go tall when I go to Starbucks. I love... My favourite is a latte with caramel shot. Tall. Chocolate sprinkle. Maybe a bit of cinnamon if it's winter.
Sounds like fun to me. Number 12. The land of ice-cold drinks. Now, speaking of drinks, if it's not a hot coffee or cocoa, then it's probably got ice in it. Tea, coffee, lemonade,
Iced
soda,
tea.
water. Americans like it on the rocks. If you go elsewhere in the world, odds are you'll be sipping your soda at room temperature, or maybe slightly refrigerated if you...
No. Here in the UK, we love our soft drinks to be cold as well. Like, I drink a lot of Monster Energy when I'm making my videos, and I always put them in the freezer for an hour before I start filming my videos, because I like them to be ice cold. So it's not just America where it's like that.
you don't specifically ask for ice. Number 11. Keeping the AC on at all times. Americans must have an aversion to being hot.
We don't
In
have
many
this.
parts of Europe, people simply don't use air conditioning as much as they do in the States. Here, it's
True.
expected to always have the AC blaring, and a lot of visitors find it pretty strange and
It's so expensive to fit a proper air conditioning system here in the UK. Some people have just simple ceiling fans that spin around on the ceiling slowly, and they can cost a couple £100. Air conditioning systems here, they're so expensive, but in America, it's just normal, isn't it?
quite chilly. But come on, it makes sense. If you're cold, you can layer up. If you're hot, all you can do is suffer and complain about it.
Us.
Number 10. Looking at dollars is a snooze fest. I remember going to Europe for the first time and thinking their banknotes looked like Monopoly money. And I guess a lot of countries have bills of different colors and sizes depending on the value, like Swedish krona and Russian rubles. But not in the US. It's all greenbacks, baby. Sure, 10s look a little yellowy, 50s are kind of pinkish.
I love the way American dollar notes look. I think they're really cool and classy.
And Benjamin.
Not a big fan of the new ones with the number big and it's like an orangey brown colour now, isn't it? On some notes, like a 10. Looks a bit like they're copying the euro. I don't like the new ones, but the old dollars, I love them.
Seem bluer than the others. But still, US dollars definitely aren't as fun and rainbowy as other currencies.
New Jack Daniels and Coca-Cola.
Number 9. Giving a thumbs up. In America, even little kids know a thumbs up means good job, way to go, or anything positive like that. But if you travel to Greece or the Middle East and give this common American gesture, you probably won't make too many friends. Hey, how about giving this video a thumbs up for the useful tip? Number 8. The date writing conundrum. So many visitors to the US get really confused.
Example, in Japan, it's good manners to stick your tongue out with the person sat next to you at a dinner party. It's considered good manners, good dinner party etiquette in Japan to go and blow raspberry. Go figure. Different culture, different customs. Japan's my favourite country, by the way.
Writing conundrum. Number 8. The date writing conundrum.
And no, I've never been. I hate that fact. But one day I hope I can put things into place that means I can go. I'd love to go. I'd love to go to Osaka. Is that the mountainous bit? Yeah. And Okinawa. Definitely want to go to Okinawa. The traditional bit, not the bit that's been modernised.
So many visitors to the US get really confused by the month, day, year thing, because most parts of the world write the day, then the month, then finally the year.
Yeah, we do
There's
that.
no clear historical reason why the US insists on writing the day differently, but
You just like to stand out. I know you guys, Americans, you just like to be different.
we just do.
Yeah.
Number 7. Pre-baby baby showers.
Baby showers.
Many cultures celebrate a new baby coming into the world, but America is one of the few places that does this before the baby actually gets here.
I've never known a person in my life who was pregnant to have had a baby shower. I mean, maybe that's because I'm a man and I've never been invited to one, but I don't think it's a thing that we do here. Although, in Scotland, it is a custom when someone has a baby that all their friends and family give them money when the woman's laid in the hospital bed with her baby. And yes, my Scottish viewers, I do know that from Still Game, when Francis and Tam had their baby, and Isaac's like, come on, a wee bit of luck, eh? And they all start giving them money. But, yeah.
It's one of the few places that does this before the baby actually gets here. In East Asian countries, for instance, celebrations for a new baby are held once the baby is born, as doing otherwise is seen as bad luck. Number 6, where "how are you" means hello. Sure, people ask each other how they're doing in other countries, but Americans often use this phrase as a replacement for hey or hello. It doesn't even require a real response. People just answer with fine thanks, even if...
Mind you, no, here in the UK, hey is as common a greeting as anything else nowadays. I swear to God it is. Most of the time when I start a conversation on Messenger, I'll start with hey, you know, or yo, if it's one of my friends who's around my age or a bit younger. So yeah, it's not restricted to America, hey or yo. We use it.
If they're in a horrible mood or had a terrible day. Number 5. Bathroom stalls that aren't so private.
I don't
Don't like
this.
doing your business in front of complete...
I know there is a reason for it. Is it something to do with terrorism or fire safety? But yeah, basically here in the UK, toilet cubicle doors, the gap to the floor, it's never more than like that.
Strangers? Americans don't either, of course, but the fact that bathroom stall doors often reveal as much as your entire lower leg seems to say otherwise.
No.
There's no clear reason as to why there's this big gap in
Really?
public bathroom stalls here, but many guess it's for safety reasons or ventilation. Just saying. Number 4. No one uses their inside voice. A lot of my friends who are visiting or moved to the U.S. tell me that locals speak so loud compared to other countries. Whether it's talking on your cell phone or chatting with a friend over lunch, Americans seem to really like projecting
Yeah, Americans are quite loud.
their voice. I don't know. Maybe we just want to make sure we're heard. Number 3. It's all about choices. Walk into any grocery store aisle and you'll notice at least 10 different options for cookies, crackers, or cereal. People in the UK don't have these many options for food, and you'll almost never
Yes, we do, for some things. Like soft drinks. So in the UK, so in most supermarkets now, for Coca-Cola, you've got Coca-Cola, Pepsi, supermarket own brand, and Fentimans. That's 4 already. And yeah, for like lemonade type drinks, you've got Sprite, 7-Up, Schweppes lemonade, and supermarket biscuits. You've got many different choices of chocolate chip cookies, digestive biscuits. You always have McVitie's and the supermarket own. Cereals, many different choices. That's wrong. I don't know where he's got his research for that, but there's more than one choice for the majority of items in our supermarkets. We're not restricted to just one brand or one choice. That's wrong.
find anything in grape flavor there. Number 2.
Wait, what?
And you'll almost never find anything in grape flavor there.
We'll never find anything. Right, you've got KA. You've got KA, which is like a Caribbean-inspired drink. There's a grape flavour of that. There's another drink that's like grape soda. Old Jamaica do a grape soda now. We've got the grape flavoured Fanta, which is my absolute favourite. Oh, in fact, no, I'd say berry. It's my favourite flavour Fanta. The American, we get American imports now. Yeah, I'd say berry is my favourite. It's just so sweet. Oh, but there's a lot of grape flavoured stuff here as well.
Number 2. Hopping into the back seat of a cab. When getting into a
We do
cab,
that.
it's customary in the States to scoot on into the back seat. But in countries like New Zealand and Australia, riding anywhere but shotgun can be a little rude.
Really?
Number 1.
In London cabs, you can't get in the front. You've got to sit in the back. And when I get a taxi, I make... Well, actually, no. Sometimes it just depends on what mood I'm in. If I can't be arsed talking to the driver, I get in the back. But if I'm in a better mood, I'll get in the front. It's a choice here. Because in the UK, taxis, most taxi firms in my town, for example, there's about 15 different taxi firms in my town. There's Metro Keighley, Metro Go, Speedline, Apple Cars, Benz Taxis, Bronte, Crown, Oxford. They're all privately owned companies, and they just hire people with a car. You work for them. You have a car that's got 4 doors and 5 seats, and you're a taxi driver, and people can get in the front or the back. That's how taxis work here. It's just places like London and Leeds where they have dedicated city-regulated taxi service. So, but yeah, in small towns like the town where I live, of Keighley, it's just privately owned taxi firms, normal cars, Lexus, Toyota, whatever.
Classic American smile. In the U.S., people aren't afraid to be nice and show their pearly whites all the time. And according to a 2015 study at Brown University, because America has always been a very diverse country, it forced people to smile at each other more since they couldn't always communicate with language. That's just one more historical theory as to why Americans tend to smile more than people in other places do. Or maybe we're just, friendlier. Whether you're from the US or not, can you add any more strange Americanisms to the list? Let me know down in the comments.
No, I don't want to because this video will be too long. But yeah, that's the end. I knew most of them. But, the thing is with America and American culture and customs, my generation at least, so 90s kids, we were literally brought up with it. Like every second film that you watched, the common everyday life of your average kid born in 1996, growing up at the same time as I did. At least once a day you'd be watching an American film, listening to a song by an American artist, watching an American... Because, Friends was my generation. Will Smith's peak of his career was my generation. Jim Carrey and things like that. Yeah, we were literally... It was all around us, and we've just seen all these kind of things in American films and media. So... But, yeah, as I say, I knew most of them. And hopefully I gave some decent explanations and cleared a few things up. There we go. Next episode of The Young Ones is now available on Patreon. Go check that out. You won't regret it. So... yeah, that was fun. Happy to see that I knew pretty much every single one. And I hope my explanations and adding to it gave you, any American viewers, a bit of an insight into life here in the UK. Like the bit about the taxes, for example. Now you know. So... yeah, I guess we'll leave it there. So, thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe for more. I definitely intend on doing more videos like this. I want to do some videos like this on Japan. I haven't done any Japanese oriented content yet. So, I need to get on with that. I know there's videos like this, like 101 Facts. They've done a video about Japan. I think I might start with that. So look out for that. But until then, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you're having a great week so far, and I hope to see you on the channel in the future once again. Thank you and goodbye.